The 2025 Tucson's tricky. You see the price and features and think, dang, that's a solid deal. But the more you hear from folks driving them every day, the more you start wondering if it's going to save you money or end up costing you down the line. Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarlandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today, we're going to see if the 2025 Hyundai Tucson is really the smart buy it looks like, or if it turns into a money pit once you've lived with it a while. But first, do me a quick favor. Tap that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. It ain't required, but those clicks keep this thing rolling and make it easier for me to keep dropping solid car content straight to your screen. Now, let's get back into it. Why the Tucsons are on everyone's radar in 2025. Let's be real. The compact SUV game is crowded as hell right now, and the Hyundai Tucson's sitting right in the middle of it. For 2025, Hyundai gave the Tucson a refresh to keep it sharp, because this thing matters big time in their lineup. The Tucson isn't just some side model. It's one of Hyundai's global bestsellers, and here in the States, it's competing against the absolute monsters of the class: Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, Mazda CX-5 and CX-50, Volkswagen Tiguan, and Ford Bronco Sport. According to Car and Driver's latest rankings, the 2025 Tucson lands at number 6 inches the compact SUV segment. Not bad when you're fighting that many heavy hitters. Pricing starts at $30,200 for the SE trim and climbs to $40,140 for the Limited. That range slots it right in line with its rivals. The 2025 CR-V starts at $31,550, the Mazda CX-50 at $31,995, and the Tiguan at $31,670. Hyundai knows exactly where it wants to sit, slightly undercutting the competition while stuffing in features. And people notice. The Tucson has one of the roomiest cabins in its class, 106 cubic feet of passenger volume and a massive 39 cubic feet of cargo space with the seats up. That's more than most rivals, and it's part of why families keep putting it on the short list. So yeah, the Tucson isn't winning drag races, but it's on buyer radars because of space, price, and practicality. Now, let's dig into what actually changed for 2025. Because Hyundai didn't just leave it sitting still. Fresh face, new tricks. The 2025 Tucson might not be an all-new model, but Hyundai went in and cleaned up a bunch of details that make it feel fresher. The front grille's been reshaped, the bumper's got a sharper cut, and the wheels have new designs that give it a tighter stance. It's the kind of update that doesn't scream at you, but definitely makes you stop and notice when one rolls past. The overall style is still bold and angular, but now it feels a little more grown-up. Inside is where Hyundai made the biggest play. Higher trims like the N-Line and Limited now get a twin 12.3-inch screen setup, gauges on one side, infotainment on the other, built into one slick rectangular housing across the dash. It looks high-end, and finally puts the Tucson on the same stage as some premium brands. If you're in a lower trim, you still get a 12.3-inch infotainment screen paired with analog gauges, which is more screen than a lot of $30 SUVs give you standard. They didn't forget about the little stuff either. The steering wheel design got simplified, looks cleaner, and feels better in your hands. And the climate controls? Hyundai finally brought back real buttons. That's a big win for usability. You can actually adjust the temperature without poking at a glossy panel. This isn't a full redesign, but the 2025 Tucson's updates hit exactly where owners want it. Engines that get the job done, but won't thrill you. Pop the hood on the 2025 Tucson, and you're looking at one engine across the lineup. A 2.5-liter four-cylinder pushing 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic, and you can pick front-wheel drive or spend the extra $1,500 for all-wheel drive. On paper, those numbers look fine, but when you mash the gas, it's more gets there eventually than let's go now. Car and Driver clocked the AWD Limited at 8.8 seconds for its 0 to 60, which in this class is definitely on the slow side. Now, here's the flip side. It's smooth. Around town, the shifts are predictable, and the Tucson never feels stressed in normal driving. On the highway, it settles into quiet, which makes it feel more expensive than the $30 sticker would suggest. If you're the type who likes to carve up corners, though, the Honda CR-V, Mazda CX-50, and even the Volkswagen Tiguan bring more excitement. The Tucson is more about calm and comfort. Fuel economy is decent, but not headline-grabbing. EPA says up to 25 city and 32 highway with FWD. But Car and Driver only managed 26 mpg on their 75 miles per hour test loop. Hybrids and the plug-in Tucson do better, but those are a different story. So yeah, this engine isn't blowing anyone away, but it's dependable, easy to live with, and refined enough to keep commutes stress-free. And once you settle in behind the wheel, you'll realize Hyundai tuned this thing to ride nicer than most rivals. Ride quality that will surprise you. I wasn't expecting the Tucson to feel this refined once you get rolling. Yeah, the engine's not a barn burner, but the way Hyundai tuned the suspension makes up for it. The ride is smooth, controlled, and it soaks up rough pavement better than some SUVs that cost a whole lot more. Heck, even when you hit a patch of busted-up road, it doesn't jar your teeth. It just takes the hit and keeps going. That's the kind of stuff you start noticing after a few days of driving. Steering feel is another surprise. It's not razor-sharp like a Mazda CX-50, but it doesn't feel sloppy either. There's a little weight to the wheel, and it gives you enough feedback that you don't feel disconnected. Around corners, the Tucson holds its line clean and doesn't lean like a couch on wheels. It's planted and confident, which makes longer drives feel easy. What really sells it, though, is how quiet the cabin island. At highway speed, you can actually talk without raising your voice, and that's rare in this class. Wind and road noise are kept way down, giving it a near-luxury vibe. I've been in compact SUVs where the drone wears you out. This one doesn't do that. So while the Tucson isn't the one you buy if you want thrills, it nails the stuff most people care about: comfort, composure, and quiet. And that mix really shines when you start looking at how much space Hyundai carved out inside. Interior space that smokes the rivals. One of the biggest reasons folks keep shortlisting Tucson is space. When you sit inside this thing, it doesn't feel like a compact SUV at all. Hyundai carved out 106 cubic feet of passenger volume, which is more than most of the top rivals in this class. Up front, the seats are roomy and supportive, and in the back, you actually get enough legroom for grown adults, not just kids or car seats crammed in tight. Cargo space is where it really pulls ahead. With the rear seats up, you've got 39 cubic feet to work with. That's enough to fit 9 carry-on suitcases in car and driver's testing. Drop the seat backs flat, and you're looking at space for 22 bags. I don't know about you, but that's the kind of practicality families and road trippers actually care about. Compare that to some of the competition. The CR-V and RAV4 are strong, but the Tucson matches or beats them in real-world usability. The layout makes the space even easier to live with. The rear seatbacks fold nearly flat, so you're not wrestling with an awkward load floor, and the wide tailgate opening makes sliding in big boxes or luggage a whole lot less painful. That's the thing about the Tucson. It doesn't just give you a nice cabin, it makes sure you can actually use it. And once you've got the space and comfort handled, it's the tech and safety features that make the day-to-day drive feel premium without draining your wallet. Features, tech, and safety without going broke. Here's what I like about the Tucson. You don't have to drop big money to get the good stuff. Even the cheapest one gives you a 12.3-inch touchscreen and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's standard across the board. I've seen rivals charging extra for basic features like that, which is nuts. If you go up to the SEL or Limited, the tech package gets serious. Digital gauge cluster, built-in navigation, wireless phone charger, and even a Bose sound system. And if you're the type who always forgets your keys, Hyundai's digital key app lets you unlock and start the SUV with just your phone. Pretty slick for something that starts at 30 grand. Safety gear is another area where Hyundai doesn't mess around. Every single Tucson rolls off the lot with automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, and lane keeping assist. Step up a trim or add the convenience package, and you can tack on adaptive cruise with lane centering. That makes highway driving feel a whole lot less stressful. Basically, the car's taking some of the load off when traffic's ugly. And then you've got Hyundai's warranty, which is one of the best deals going. 5 years or 60,000 miles bumper to bumper, 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain, plus 3 years of free maintenance. That's the coverage Honda and Toyota just don't touch. So yeah, Hyundai stacked the Tucson with tech and safety gear without making you empty your wallet. Which brings us to the big picture. Who's this SUV really for? So here's how I see Tucson. If you're the kind of driver who wants an SUV that's roomy, quiet, and loaded with features without you having to sign your life away at the bank, this thing makes a lot of sense. The base price starts at just over 30 grand, and even when you push into the top limited trim at 40, you're still getting way more warranty and free maintenance than Honda or Toyota will give you. Heck, that 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty alone is enough to sway a lot of folks. Families are going to love it. 106 cubic feet of passenger space, 39 cubes in the back with the seats up, and enough legroom in the second row where nobody's knees are jammed. If you're hauling kids, luggage, groceries, or all of the above, the Tucson makes it easy. Commuters, you'll appreciate the comfort and quiet ride. This thing eats up highway miles without wearing you down, but if you're shopping for thrills, you'll probably walk away. The 187 horsepower engine is fine for daily driving, but it's not going to pin you to the seat. The same goes for folks who love to carve corners. Mazda CX-50 or even the CR-V hybrid bring more excitement behind the wheel. Bottom line, the Tucson is for people who want practicality and comfort above all else. It's the SUV for somebody who wants peace of mind and space without paying luxury prices. And for a lot of buyers, that's exactly what matters most.